All right, we have one last in this batch. I have so many to do, but we are now doing Mastodon. That's right. Fallen Torches, the new song. Presumably, actually, no, not presumably. This is from Medium Rarities. This is the only original song, or only new song, from the new collection of rares and so on and so forth. So, before we get into too much rambling, we're going to do this. Yeah. So Mastodon. My history with the band. I think we might not have. So let's do history of the band first. Mastodon are from Georgia. I'm gonna stuff and things. So they're from Georgia. They've been together for quite some time. I'm sorry, I should have done this before we went to start rolling, but whatever, it is what it is. Formed in 2000. There we go. Thank you, Wikipedia. Formed in 2000. They put out that workhorse record. Remission, Leviathan, Call of the Mastodon. Blood Mountain is kind of the thing that like blew them up. I found them roundabout Leviathan. Crack the Sky was the biggest thing since Sliced Bread. And so on and so forth, and they put out quite a few records since then. Mastodon is one of those bands that regardless of when they put out a record, it's probably the best thing that is being released as far as heavy music goes at that time, and very likely will be getting something around an 8.5 or a 10 from all review sites because they're just that damn good. Even their goofy record, The Hunter, even that one is totally just that damn good. So, brief history of the band, very, very brief. There's a lot to it. The guys, Bill Kelleher, Troy Sanders was the one I was trying to think of for that last video we were talking, the last news video. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched the news video, go watch the news video because I am working on tomorrow's episode already. So go catch up with all of the nerd news. We talk about music. Mastodon was in a recent one, and I could not, or not Mastodon, but Killer Be Killed. There you go. Killer Be Killed. Because Troy Sanders is in Killer Be Killed, and I could not think of his name for the life of me. So there it is. Troy Sanders. He's the bass player, vocalist, and then you have Bill Kelleher, who is the guitar player who doesn't sing, and then Brent Hines is the other guitar player with the face tattoo who does sing, and then Bron Daler, who is my homie. Well, not really, but I wish. Bron Daler's the drummer who also sings. Yeah, that Hunter record was one of the lower reviewed records of theirs, and the one that they honestly were like, we're not doing a concept album, we're not doing anything crazy, we just want to make music and have fun, and this is our fun album. So even that record, even the one where they were just like, let's just do a thing, is still some of the best heavy music you're ever going to hear. So, yeah. My history with the band, again, I found them around about Leviathan and March of the Blood Ants. March of the Fire Ants is one of the most epic riffs ever. And just kind of fell in love. They had those first early records had the very Converge-y kind of sound, and I seriously love Converge. Well, I don't know who I would like more, Mastodon or Converge, I'm not going to lie. But at the time, I was very much into Converge, and so my buddy who turned me on to them was like, yo, you should listen to these guys, they're better. I don't know if I would say they're better, but they are different, and they are amazing, they're great. So, expectations. Oh, hey, before we get into that, let's get into this. Oh, come on, what the hell? Before we get any further into this video, let's get a couple of things out of the way. First, if you want to listen to this song or watch this video in whole without my commentary, then go do that. This is not the place for that. This is a reaction and analysis video.
We're here for a conversation, not for a watch party. I'm going to be stopping this video, talking over certain parts, and replaying certain parts, so get used to it. Second, my analysis is my opinion. My opinion comes from a place of knowledge. I have over 30 years of musical training and experience, 20 years as a professional musician and producer, and almost 10 years as a video producer and director. I know what I'm talking about. All that being said, we will be discussing the performance of the song by the musicians, production of the song by the producer, and production of the video, should that apply, by the director and anyone else involved. Now, I return you to your regularly scheduled reaction video. Thanks, nerds.
So, now that that's been said, let's talk about our expectations for this video and song. This is the official music video. I was kind of waiting to do this for when they released the actual music video because the song was released a little over a month ago. And I wanted, the last time I tried to do that when it was just a song and I knew it was the first single, it was Mushroomhead, and then like the day I went to do it, or the day I went to upload rather, they released the music video and I was like, well, that sucks. So we're doing the official music video. So expectations for the song, we have, I expect Brent Hines and Bill Kelleher to riff back and forth so much that my face just might melt off of the bone. With a name like Fallen Torches, I feel like there's going to be some sort of implied political side to the lyrics, maybe? So that's kind of an expectation. What I would like to see, because we haven't really got this much off of the last few records, so hopefully with this new batch of writing that the guys are doing, I would like to see Braun kind of return to form, because for a long time, for like the first 3 or 4 records even, maybe even more than that, Braun was playing the drums like he was a guitar player. And, well, that doesn't sound like it necessarily like I'm trying to convey. Braun was a shredder. He would shred the drums like a really good guitar player would shred on the guitar. That was Braun, and it was amazing. It was some of the most awesome, heavy, aggressive drumming I've heard probably since like Keith Moon or even not Ryan Martini. Ryan Martini is the bass player from Mudvayne. Matt, I can't remember his last name, the drummer from Mudvayne, because that was also some very intricate, very, very, the first 2 Mudvayne records anyway, when Mudvayne started saying, hey, let's write stuff for the radio, that kind of when it went out the window. But you listen to LD50 and End of All Things to Come, there is some really wicked drum work on there, and Braun kind of took what they did on those 2 records and stepped it up like 3 steps on the first 3 Mastodon records. And then it's not necessarily because Mastodon started writing more radio-friendly stuff, because I don't know that anything... I think if Mastodon ever gets played on the radio, it's because the radio has adjusted to accommodate... Uh-oh. Russo, you're okay, buddy. Hey, you're okay. Shh. Sorry, my dog. So, I forget where I was. Oh, yeah. Braun started being a little bit more part of the lyric writing, so he started being a little bit more of a vocalist, and kind of, I wouldn't say that the drums necessarily suffered, but he scaled back the technicality of the drums to accommodate for that kind of sound. So I would love to see Braun do something of a return to form for this new... Oh, now my other dog is crying. Jack, it's okay. Mom's coming back. Oh, goodness. All right, so we're going to get into this. Official music video. All right, so right off the bat, we hear Braun kind of making a return to form. I'm super excited. Let's keep going. Okay, so this is something that Mastodon is equally as guilty of. Not... Okay, I'm not going to say equally as guilty. But this is something Mastodon is also guilty of. The aggressive bass production syndrome. Rock bass, I can't remember what I was trying to coin a phrase in the last video, and I don't remember what it is now. But the bass production is there. Like, you can always hear it on a Mastodon record, but I think Troy sometimes is more focused on singing than bass playing. Pretty sure that was Troy's voice, because Brent's is a little more Ozzy kind of. But yeah. Oh, God, those drums just sound so good. We're going to get back into this. Yeah, that's totally Troy. That's Brent and Braun, actually. Yeah, that's Braun. Oh, this video is tripping me out. All right, so I'm going to see if I can do this with the bass, because I don't know if I can do the pinch harmonic. Yeah, no, I can't. So the pinch harmonics at the end of each phrase are making me laugh a little bit, because there was a point in time in aggressive music roundabout the appearance of metalcore. So like Killswitch Engage was huge. God forbid, As I Lay Dying, all those. And the dudes in Killswitch Engage, Adam D and Joel Streutzel, would have squeal battles back and forth, and then like you'd see a lot of other bands doing it, and then like, and it's all kind of a riff on Zakk Wylde, because Zakk Wylde did it like every other damn note. And then you see something like this where it's like, yeah, those are definitely squealy doos, but like Bill is not the guy that's gonna start making jokes with his music. Bill's the guy that's just going to do, this is what this riff needs. And so there's a squeedly-doo at the end of most of these phrases, but it's not because he's trying to be goofy, but it's because that's just what was supposed to be there. And it just makes me smile. It's so awesome. Let's get back into this. We'll talk a little bit of vocal production here in a second, but... I really am having a difficult time telling if that's Brent or Braun. Because that's totally Troy. Oh, this is so awesome. What is that? That's a C? Oh, no, I'm sorry. F sharp. C and B. Ha! Bridge. into a groovy bridge. I love this like a borderline sludge that's going on right now. This is awesome. Oh, ripping my face off. Okay, so I said we're going to talk about vocal, but we're going to talk about that production right there first. The perks to having a drummer like Braun is that what would otherwise be a very muddy section, what would otherwise sound kind of inaudible because of the amount of distortion, the amount of stuff that's going on, it kind of at a certain point becomes a little bit of white noise if you don't have everybody in perfect lockstep. And what I mean by that is, if you listen to this, if you listen to what's going on right here, and also kind of from a production standpoint, the guitars, Brent and Bill very specifically, use a fair amount of mid-tones. And mid-tones, when not done well, when you have a lot of mids in your tone for the guitar, it makes a very muddy, very bland kind of noise. So that, on top of having distortion, on top of having potentially like a chorus pedal and so on and so forth, kind of adds to the mud a little bit. So you kind of lose some of the clarity. The bass coming in on there, bass is pretty heavy on midtones. A lot of bass players scoop. I can't remember if Troy scoops or not. I would imagine there's a little bit of a scoop going on because they're smart enough to do something like that. But you keep a bass scooped, it still has a fair amount of character in the mid-tone area. You just have a lot more bottom end and a lot more high end, hence the scoop, right? So that bottom end kind of adds to the mud. The top end helps bring the bass up in the mix. It doesn't really do a whole lot for the overall sound, though. Mostly the top end on the bass is just so you can hear the bass with everything else. So the bottom end is adding to the sound, and that bottom is making it a little bit more muddy. And then you have the drums layered in on top of that. And so with the drums being so perfect, again, I'm a little bit of a Braun fan. With those drums being the way they are, when you have something that is kind of muddy by nature in sound, you get those punctuation marks with the snare drum. You get those punctuation marks because that kick is so tight. You get those punctuation marks with the drums, so then it gives form, it gives shape to that muddy sound that you're getting from the strings. So let's go back and listen to that one more time, just because A, it's a really badass section, and B, I want you to hear how the drums are kind of steering the ship and the guitar is kind of just filling out the holes. You hear those, that snare, and then the roll. We're gonna go back and do that one more time. Oh, sweet! I totally forgot this was there. So check this out. Listen to this, because this will accent what I mean by mud. So this part, as we lead into it, before the drums kick in, there's a lot of like amorphic kind of sound. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like it's there, and if you listen really hard, you can hear the strums, the dun 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 dun, that they're playing, but by and large, you really have to listen close, otherwise it just sounds muddy. And then the drums kick in. You don't have to listen as close because the drums are helping steer the sound. I didn't go back far enough. I apologize. All right. See that? And then, right? You can, even the accents that aren't being played together, so the stuff that the guitar is pausing and the drum is rolling through, you hear that pause better. There's more symmetry to the sound. Yes. Oh, that kick sound. I apologize. I know I'm clipping my microphone. I've heard it a couple of times. It's because my volume for this microphone is all the way over there, and I can't reach it to fix it while I'm in the middle of. But either way, that was awesome. I love Mastodon. I love Mastodon a lot. I think they are harbingers of great music. And now that it sounds like, judging by this, it sounds like they're going back to a little bit more of an aggressive tone, something we haven't necessarily seen from them for a little while. All Mastodon music is aggressive. Not even gonna claim otherwise. But there are levels to how aggressive you are, especially when it comes to metal music. And Crack the Sky kind of was the introduction to a less aggressive Mastodon. The record following that, I believe, it wasn't Emperor of the Sand. Emperor of the Sand was the last record they did. Crack the Sky. Come on, where's their discography? The Hunter. Yeah, oh, for sure. And then Once More Around the Sun, and then Emperor of the Sand. So Once More Around the Sun was a lot more experimental and psychedelic. The Hunter obviously was just them looking to have a good time. And there we go. Okay. And Crack the Sky was more introspective, more heartfelt lyrically. So you kind of pull back on the aggression of the music so that the lyrics, but the Crack the Sky was probably less so on the lighter side of Mastodon. And Emperor of the Sand was, or Emperor of Sand, sorry, was more, again, a little bit more experimental, a little bit more psychedelic, a little less on the aggro, in-your-face kind of stuff. This sounds like they're making that return to something more a la Blood Mountain or Leviathan. I don't know if they'll ever quite go back to Remission, because Remission is when they were like whole-on Converge style. I don't know if that will ever be Mastodon's sound again, but the sound that they kind of really, really honed for Blood Mountain that started in Leviathan, that's where it sounds like they're going with this new material, and I am super excited because that is some of the best Mastodon ever. Actually, probably my favorite Mastodon is on those two records, Leviathan and Blood Mountain. So, definitely going to be checking out more new music as they release it. They are working on a new record. They have made that known. The Medium Rarities record, I believe, is out currently. We'll go back to their wiki and see. It doesn't say it on their wiki. Why would that not be on their wiki? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Medium Rarities. Let's see if it says it over here on their YouTube channel. Yes, Medium Rarities is out now, so definitely go pick that up, because I haven't yet, obviously, because I didn't realize it was out. But it is going to, you got a lot of really awesome, rare tunes from Mastodon, stuff that just couldn't fit on other records, and then a new original track. So definitely going to be worth it. I'm so excited for the new Mastodon record. That, like I said, they are working on it since everyone's on quarantine, so we should probably be seeing it sometime next fall, I would imagine. And yeah, that's what I got for this one. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. If you have not done so already, please think about clicking that subscribe button so that you see whenever I do these. I do a twice weekly nerd news show as well, where we talk about the music. Generally, I lean really hard on the heavy stuff for the music portion of the nerd news headlines show. There's a lot more than just music up there, though, too. So we talk movies and TV and comic books and games and so on and so forth. So go check out the Week in Nerddom is what it's called. You should be able to click on the stuff right about meow. That's right below my face, so you can see other stuff going on here on the channel. And yeah, don't forget to check out generallynerdy.net, the website, or patreon.com/generallynerdy to help support and keep the lights going and the camera rolling. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining me. Before we head out, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.